Greetings, travelers, wandering plumbers, hobo electricians. Coastal here. We're back over on this little job here in Lenoir City, Tennessee. When I last left you, we had a leak coming off the main service here. And the plumber wanted $3,800 to fix this leak. I think with parts, we've got it down to about 65 bucks. Now everything's off in the house. No laundry being done. Nobody taking a shower. And you can see our little wheel is not spinning. Leak is fixed. You see the glorious sand I put in there, and then in this ditch area, it's where the patch is, it's all sand. Then you can put dirt, rock on top. You see the valve is open. It's going that way, that means it's open. If it goes this way, it's closed. So we've got that fixed. Now, we got some indoor stuff going on. I want to show you. Let's button this up. Now that goes to the main house, water. Here's another one. This goes to the cottage. And you can see there's no meter. So the water's been cut off and the meter has been taken out. No water to the cottage. Well, what's this one? I've got another little metal hatch. Get her open. Oh, why's the lid all greasy? That is a fuel heating oil opening. The truck would come and take that cap off and run heating oil in a tank that's inside under the cottage, next to the cottage. It's in the garage somewhere. So at one time, this old house was heated with heating oil. What we got here is the garage. We're on the back side of the garage. Let's show you the front. It's got a little garage. It's full of storage. So half the garage is a garage, and the other half is the living quarters. Ooh, careful. This is our cottage, and there's the main house. That's the main house. Let's go in here. Give you a little backstory, whether you like it or not. Let's get you set up here. Sorry for the jiggling. There we go. Here's our cottage. The story is that this cottage was the main house at one time, built around 1920. Red Kelley lived here in this little cottage. The main house was built in 1940, but he had this yard and this little house and a little garage also on the property for fixing up. We're going to work on that. We're going to get some power to the 1964 Shasta. 1964 Shasta travel trailer. And it's not junk. There's some fix-ups to do inside, but it was rolling down the road 10 years ago, so it's watertight and not everything's ruined in it. So that'll get repaired. temporarily we're going to run a cord out to it so you get some lights and stuff going to it. This job here, we want to add some power. 3 outlets and 3 light bulbs. Light bulbs. And we're going to pull some power off the main panel in the main house. And that panel is a 200 amp panel. So plenty of room for 30 amps to come out to this house. Like, yeah, why would you do that? Why don't you just run a cord? Well, we're not sure when the full remodel on this cottage is going to be. But you can see up there, it's got a brand new roof. And that brand new roof means one thing: carry on with your remodel. You can't remodel with a bad roof, so roofs are first. So what we're going to do, we're going to run some 110 out to the cottage, add some boxes, light fixtures, very simple, and that'll give them power to do the sheetrocking, the flooring, any framing, and all that stuff. And then when that's complete, the whole cottage gets a new power service off the pole. New meter, new weatherhead, all hooked up with 220 for your hair dryers, water heaters, all that stuff. We're not bringing 220 to the little shed, or to the little cottage for now. And just below that window, you'll see a pipe coming out of the wall. That's where we enter the house with our power. We're going to run conduit with some wire, and we're going to dig a trench 40, 60 feet to the main house and hook up with a breaker in the main panel. And just above that pipe, inside, we have a sub panel. Pretty simple, a couple of breakers. One for lights, one for outlets. So let's go in and take a look at its features of the little cabin. The little cottage, the red Kelley cottage. Got an interesting masonry work here on these stairs. I don't know what that's about, 1920. Got some flagstone that's sagging. This door, that's definitely 1920. Sticks a little bit. There's some original linoleum, 1920. And here we are. This would be the main living quarters. Let me set you down here for a second. Take a gander. Now the walls in here and the ceiling were sheetrocked with 1/4-inch sheetrock. And that may be 1920 also. That's some old stuff. Got sash windows with window weights. That's 1920. Of course, this old lumber up there is tough. When you get 100-year-old wood, it gets hard. And it got a little storm door going into the garage. And we're going to add a light. We're going to add 3 outlets, 2 in this room, 1 in this room, 1 behind me, and 1 in the garage. So when people come by, want to spend the night, want to plug in, you can run that cord out to the garage, run your AC and your heater, your coffee maker. So this would be the living area. And again, this is going to get new sheetrock and flooring, cabinets, all that good stuff. There's the front door, and there's a little outlet. We have a light switch box. Trying to do all this to code. And here's the lovely kitchen. Well, actually, this would be the kitchenette, dining area. The actual kitchen is over here. Old Red Kelley, he lived pretty sparse. But those are original cabinets from 1920. 1/4-inch sheetrock. There's the new light box up there. We're trying to run the wires and the boxes all to code. We're not just throwing stuff up there. Now, interesting that the fuel oil tank that's in the garage operated some sort of stove on this chimney. Oil burning stove. Had a flue pipe going in there. Stove sat there or out here. And it's important for cooking. Also important for hot water because there ain't no hot water. There's a cold water pipe with a hose bib. That's your water. There's your sink. Dishes, wash your face. Nowhere in this little cottage is there any sign of a bathtub drain or a shower drain. So we assume they heated the water and had some freestanding bathtub, perhaps out here on the little porch. There's our 64 Shasta. Now we got a little porch here. It's got some junk and stuff, but you come out here. There's the old panel, abandoned about 1980. Now you say, Kev, what about going potty? Well, you got your potty right here. It's a lovely potty room. Yeah, just a little Clorox, it'll be fine. Now, last time I was up here, I tested the drain with some buckets of water, and the drain is not clogged. Sometimes an abandoned building is full of cement or rocks or dirt, but that drain works. And when we put some water to the system, hopefully that toilet tank fills. I don't see a sink. So this was just a potty room. Got a little window. These ceilings are about 6'4". I don't know. Some lovely wallpaper. The tour of the bathroom. Had one light bulb in here for reading. And this is a vent. This goes into the building. And somebody's been living here recently. But here's something here good. Ajax from 1980 or something. Someone lived in here in the 80s. And it's been empty ever since. The water meter has been taken out. The power lines are cut. So nobody's been in here since 1980. It's been used for storage. There's some of that fine cabinetry for 1920. And the floor kind of sags a bit. It needs to be jacked around. They've run some plywood on it just to be safe. So that's our little project on this trip. We got a little breaker panel here. Excuse me. Get you set up. Pardon me shaking. Now this little breaker panel, it's just going to hold 2 breakers. One's a double. We're going to run a double, lights, outlets, and then on the other side is a full one, and that'll go to an outlet near the travel trailer. Haven't figured out how we're going to do that. The travel trailer has a box that you can access electrical, and we may just run it to an outside plug, a weather resistant outdoor plug, and it'll be covered by that breaker right there. This whole panel is covered by a breaker in the main house. So you want to cut the power off to the cottage, you can just hit a breaker inside. That cuts the power off out here in case you want to work on this. And then, of course, if you want to work on some of the existing, this new wire I'm putting in. You can flip these breakers and work on a light switch or a light fixture or an outlet. And it's all pretty much the code for this whole cottage. And then, of course, in the years to come, this gets new sheetrock. I don't know. I guess you put a bed in here and a couch and shower. I don't. Where's the shower? I guess you do a sink shower. There's that vent that goes into the bathroom. I don't. I don't understand why you want the bathroom. Well, I guess heat from the main building here goes in to the little bathroom. Hopefully things don't come this way into the kitchen, but that's how they did it. This whole place was probably a oil burning stove of some sort, and you'd cook on the stove, and you'd heat water, and probably had a freestanding tub somewhere. So that's our little project. We're going to get these wires all put together and outlets and fixtures. And then Monday I'm renting a trencher because this is Rocky Top. We're East Tennessee, where there's about a ½ inch of topsoil and the rest is rock and hard clay. So we'll rent a trencher. We're just doing 60 feet of trench. And we'll run that gray pipe you see over there with some wire number 10s. And we got a grounding rod, so we're going to ground this sub panel. Got a little grounding rod, and we're going to make it nice. No fires, nothing like that. And it's 3 outlets and 3 bulbs. Well, that's it for now. We'll give you an update. Maybe you'd like to see trenching on Monday, how the trencher works. It cuts about a 2-inch, 3-inch trench, and you go about 8, 10, 12 inches down, and we'll run our pipe, glue it all together, run the wire through it, and cover it up. And that's preferred because if we run an overhead line that goes from the building to building, they get some twisters around here. They get some heavy storms, and that could be knocked down. So we'll just put it in the ground. Doesn't get that cold. Of course, it's electricity. It's not a water pipe, but 10, 12 inches down, it'll be fine. The other advantage to this little system we got going here is, say a new tenant comes in, and the power's on the meter for the electrical, and you got the water meter, and the tenant stays 2 or 3 years and then leaves. So they cut the power off, they cut the water off. That still gives the homeowner some electricity in here for cleaning and prepping for the next tenant. Not much electricity. You're not going to run hair dryers and microwaves, but you're going to run lights in your boom box while you remodel, while you tidy it up for the next tenant. And the other, if the tenant were in here and couldn't pay the bill and they cut the power off, you could say, hey, homeowner, give me some power temporarily. A flip of the switch in the main building gets you 3 outlets and 3 bulbs. Well, that's a little cottage update. Hope you enjoyed it. And I think we'll do a little video on trenching. I don't know if you ever trenched with a machine. You can rent them at the depot. Home Depot's got them. I think it's about $200 for half a day. That's all we're going to use it for. Comes on a little trailer, hooks to your van, tow hitch. Then we'll run that on Monday. I'm not digging that trench. That's rocky down in there. They're not sandy like Picayune. All right, folks. Well, thanks for joining us. Coastal Kev out.